Welcome to the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum, one of the most sacred spots in sports, the home of NASCAR's Clash at the Coliseum. I bet you're not used to the Coliseum looking something like this, a racetrack inside this legendary sporting venue, and all of this to kick off NASCAR season. I'm Devin Henry, so glad to have you along for the ride on this edition of Sports360AZ. We're brought to you by Desert Financial Credit Union, taking care of you, taking care of your business. That is Desert Financial Credit Union. We appreciate Desert Financial Credit Union for their support across the year. But what a beautiful, picturesque way to have a stock car race, right? Now, this is not the official kickoff to the season. The official kickoff is the legendary Daytona 500. We will be there as well as we get ready for the NASCAR weekend at Phoenix, the Shriners Children's 500, going on March 8th, 9th, and 10th. But here's what we have on tap for this week's show. We get to chat with New Orleans Saints running back Alvin Kamara and his role within the sport of NASCAR. One of the greatest events in the Valley every single year is happening this week, the Waste Management Phoenix Open. And Jordan Spurgeon is out at the course following one of the most fun competitions of the week, the Santan Ford Celebrity Putting Challenge. We dig into one of the newest series on Netflix, NASCAR Full Speed, with executive producer Tim Clark, and get to know 17-year-old Julian Beaumaire, the Lake Havasu City native, who's turning heads in professional supercross as they return to the Valley this Saturday night. All of that and more on this week's Sports360AZ. Now, obviously, this is an incredible way to kick off the 2024 season, but it doesn't officially get kicked off till we reach the Daytona 500 on February 18th. We'll be there to take in all the action of the most legendary race in all of stock cars. If you win the Daytona 500, it puts you in a class of your own in the world of stock car racing. And that race was won by an Arizona native back in 2021. Glendale's Michael McDowell won the Great American Race and solidified himself as a legend in the world of NASCAR. I got to catch up with Michael here in LA as he looks to fight for a second Daytona 500 championship in just over a week.
Daytona is just a special place. I mean, you feel it when you drive through the tunnel, and when you've lived what could happen and you've seen it come to fruition, it gives you energy and rejuvenates you and gets you ready for a big season and a long season.
Over 100,000 fans will stack the stands of Daytona International Speedway on February 18th for the 66th running of the Daytona 500. To join the illustrious list of champions in the Great American Race, you need more than skill and more than luck. You need everything to fall into place and pounce on the opportunity when it arises. Just like in 2021, when Glendale native Michael McDowell added his name to the record books as a Daytona 500 champion.
I feel like having fast race cars, having fast Ford Mustangs down there, working with your teammates, Todd Gillen, also going to have Kaz Gralla down there. But it's just making good decisions and being there all night, putting yourself in a position at the end when it counts, and you know, it's easier said than done.
McDowell's coming off of a career season after qualifying for the NASCAR playoffs for the second time in his career and winning at the legendary Indianapolis Motor Speedway on the road course. He and his Front Row Motorsports number 34 team vie to bring that momentum into 2024 and topple last year's impressive season.
We have a lot of great momentum coming off of a solid year, and kept a lot of the same great people on the 34 car, so everything's looking really good. You know, you don't know until you hit the racetrack, but you know, the last few years have been solid, and feel like we've built a really good foundation to go and even achieve more this year.
Only 12 drivers in NASCAR history have won multiple Daytona 500 since the inaugural running in 1959. McDowell awaits the opportunity to join that list at one of his favorite venues on the circuit.
You know, we've been fortunate to have success down there, not just with the win, but good speed, bringing fast race cars and running well. And when you do that consistently, you put yourself in those opportunities that you need to have a shot at it. No better way to start the season than winning the Daytona 500.
Not only is Alvin Kamara one of the best running backs in the NFL, he also happens to be the growth and engagement advisor for NASCAR. Now, I got to catch up with Alvin at the NASCAR Drive for Diversity Awards as he talked about not just what he loves about this sport and how it's growing in the future, but also one driver in particular that he's keeping his eye on.
We're at the Drive for Diversity Awards tonight. Definitely a cool event. Last year was nice. This year, looking forward to it. You know, there's a lot going on. Like today, there was a lot of influencers, a lot of guys doing ride-alongs with Denny and Todd Gibbs. And I mean, tonight, for example, this award show, and then dinners, everything. It's a lot going on. So I mean, just the whole week is crazy. The class weekend is like Super Bowl.
And obviously, when it comes to sports presidents, there's you, Michael Jordan, part of it, of course, Emmitt Smith going with Jesse Wuji and whatnot. When other sports come and have an impact in this sport of NASCAR, how big of a deal do you think it is for NASCAR to have that kind of influence coming from all the major sports in America?
Man, you just see. I feel like you just see what the impact of the sport is. You know, I think even for me, I always said when before I started watching NASCAR, I didn't really understand it, and I didn't really know there was really a lane for, you know, like a me or Michael Jordan, like guys like us to be in the sport. But then once you get involved and you see, like, I mean, it's inclusive. They're trying to, you know, shake up the market and be innovative and break ground, and they're just trying to disrupt the market and grow the sport. So I mean, that's my main, like, one of my main reasons for being involved, and I love that.
And rightfully so. Bubba gets a lot of credit for all he's done in NASCAR, but the up-and-comers, Jesse Wuji, Rajah Caruth, LeVar Scott, I mean, there's so much great talent coming up to the ranks. Is there anyone that you're most excited to kind of see continue growing in the sport?
Man, I'm definitely, I mean, I know all those guys, and I'm so excited for what they're doing, but me and Rajah are actually real close, and you know, I was literally just texting him about 20 minutes ago, but definitely excited to see him keep growing and keep getting opportunities to go out there and you know, just show his skill and show what he's made of, because you know, he has a lot of talent, and you know, he gets some tough breaks, but I think he's ready for the challenge. His mind is fortified, and he just wants to show the world what he has. So I'm definitely excited for Rajah.
Up next, Jordan Spurgeon is at the Santan Ford Celebrity Putting Challenge at the Phoenix Open. We check out the new Netflix series NASCAR Full Speed and chat with home state Supercross star 17-year-old Julian Beaumaire. And keep up with all of our content on Sports360AZ from the Clash, the Daytona 500, and leading up to NASCAR weekend here at Phoenix Raceway.
Custom ordering is at Santan Ford. Colors, wheels, trims, performance packages, and more from the factory right to your driveway. And you can even track your custom Ford every step of the way.
We are Santan Ford.
It's spring, so come for the games and have a ball in Arizona. Ready to go big? Plan your getaway today.
Bienvenidos.
Here in the heart of the American Southwest, you'll find 3 well-known restaurants all named Valle Luna, serving the finest Sonoran-style Mexican food known across the country and beyond. And we're open for business, so come on in. We've fired up the grill and iced down the refreshments and even added some specialties along the way.
Thanks for coming.
Hello. Greetings.
Welcome back.
No matter where you're from or how you say it, at Valle Luna, you're always welcome, and we're glad to have you back.
Discover more Play for All at Harrah's Auction Casino.
Hi, folks. Here are your drinks.
Where having fun means racking up reward credits with the Caesars Rewards loyalty program. They can be redeemed for food, free play, hotel stays, and more. Not only here in the city of Maricopa, but also at more than 50 Caesars properties coast to coast. From Harrah's Las Vegas to Caesars Palace in Atlantic City. What are you waiting for? Play for All at Harrah's Auction Casino, the official sponsor of Play.
When you get a home loan from Desert Financial, you're not just getting a mortgage. You get a mortgage. You'll get more competitive rates, more local servicing of your loan. We even offer a closing guarantee on select loans. And because more is better, get up to $5,000 closing cost credit when you use a participating real estate broker. At Desert Financial, we don't just do mortgages, we do mortgages. Click, call, or come in for more information on our great rates, local servicing, and how you can qualify for a closing cost credit of up to $5,000.
It's Waste Management Phoenix Open Week, and every year on Tuesdays, one of my favorite events to get out to is the Santan Ford Celebrity Putting Challenge, where Special Olympians get to compete alongside some of their favorite celebrities and athletes. This year it included Zach Gallen and Brandon Pfaadt, fresh off a World Series run with the Diamondbacks, where they got to see a lot of community support, and now they are glad to be out here in order to give back to the community as well.
Well, hey, good morning, everybody. It's Tuesday at the Open. That's what we're here for. All right, Devin, pick me up. Nice. Good round, Devin. Devin here can putt, so I would want him on my team any day.
Nice putt. Good putt, Rocky. It was good. So I did two groups. Played with Sarah in the first group and then Rocky in the second group. It's a lot of fun to be out here. I came out here last year, volunteered to come out again. So it's a lot of fun. So yeah, Rocky was awesome. We had a good time. Did we play all right or no? Yeah, we played all right. Come in second place, maybe.
How much fun did you have?
I had a lot of fun.
You got to golf with Zach Gallen.
Yeah.
How was that?
Awesome.
It's a give and take for sure. We try to get out in the community as best we can to kind of, draw fans to us, and then at the same time we try to repay and get out in the community and serve them. So it's been a lot of fun. I love getting out in the community. The Phoenix community is one of a kind for sure. This is a hard hole.
At the very end, we're going to do a group photo for everyone who participated.
Woo!
Oh. Challenge, and we'll have a
nice three. Bang. Good shot, Rocky.
Who was the better putter today? You or Zach, Rocky?
Yeah, Rocky. It wasn't even close.
Huh?
Not even close. It was all Rocky. All Rocky. I need some tips.
Who's better, you or Brandon?
No, he's not lying. He carried us today. It was awesome. It was a fun time. It's my first time ever doing this, and it certainly won't be my last. I'm having a blast with guys like Devin and Marissa, and you can't beat it. I was told that it never rains on Special Olympians, and we now have proof. It never rains on Special Olympians. It's a great day. Everybody enjoy the Open.
From TPC Scottsdale, we've got more coming up on the Waste Management Phoenix Open. I'm Jordan Spurgeon.
Oh, wow. The playoffs are nuts. Praying to God to keep him safe.
In the playoffs, anything could happen.
Let's all watch and see.
A look into the high-octane world of NASCAR. All 5 episodes of NASCAR Full Speed now streaming on Netflix. And joining us here is the NASCAR Vice President and Chief Digital Officer, as well as one of the executive producers of Full Speed, Tim Clark. And now you got to be pretty hands-on with this show, and I gotta imagine that there had to be some aspect of assembling this story that you really fell in love with along the way.
I think there were a lot of pieces. Look, I mean, this sport is really easy to love, and I think when you see it from the inside out, it's even more so. Look, I think there were some things that came together a little bit like we drew them up in the playbook, and then there were ones that we certainly never saw coming, but I think that's the beautiful part of storytelling.
And obviously a lot of people are drawing comparisons to F1 and their Netflix series Drive to Survive, but how does this series specifically differ from that in terms of telling the story of the sport?
Yeah, I mean, look, I think they did an incredible job. That series is fantastic, and obviously has ignited a ton of interest in the sport. I think there's some parallels just in there are some obvious parallels in motorsports, but I think the sport is very different. As a sports fan, you fall in love with characters. It's what they do with their quote unquote day jobs is exceptional, and I think that piques the curiosity and the interest of wanting to know what they do on a Tuesday, what do they do on a Thursday, and just to open their lives up a bit and giving people a reason to understand who Denny Hamlin is and who Ryan Blaney is and who Tyler Reddick is. And because I'm interested in what they did on Tuesday, now maybe I'm a little bit more interested to see what they do on Sunday.
And so we saw one of those main characters, if you will, Denny Hamlin, take home the checkered flag at the Clash of the Coliseum. And obviously that race is about going and introducing new communities or people who haven't experienced NASCAR before and drawing them into the sport and just going different places, learning different ways to showcase the sport. And this series is also doing that in different ways. So in terms of how this is being displayed on Netflix, I'm really curious what you hope that the viewers take away. Both the fans who have been here for 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 plus years, and those who are just being introduced to the sport for the first time.
Yeah, there's something we talk about internally that, we can't be all things to all people, but we can have something for everybody. And I think there are some parallels to the Clash, like you mentioned. I think there's there are plenty of races and plenty of events throughout the course of the season that we ask fans to come to us. And I think, examples like the Clash and Chicago Street Race and certainly the Netflix show are examples of us coming to them. I think, to your point, we did a good job of threading the needle while not, purely looking at new fans. I think there are some things that the most avid of NASCAR fans saw for the first time as part of this show and maybe learned something about their drivers or the sport. So, it was definitely not just targeted at one group or the other. Again, I think a little bit of something for everybody.
Appreciate all your time. Looking forward to watching more of NASCAR Full Speed, all 5 episodes streaming right now on Netflix. Then, of course, NASCAR Shriners Children's 500 weekend right here at Phoenix Raceway, March 8th, 9th, and 10th. On the other side, meet Julian Beaumaire, the 17-year-old surprise star of Supercross from Lake Havasu City, Arizona, as the sport makes its return to Glendale on Saturday.
Inspiration is closer than you think. Come visit Burge Mazda during the Season of Inspiration sales event. Now's the time to go past ordinary. Drive a Mazda CX-5 with 0% financing up to 60 months on all trims. Get a Mazda CX-30 Turbo or a Mazda CX-50. Save with 1.9% financing up to 60 months. Or get a Mazda CX-90 with 2.9% financing up to 60 months. The third row SUV to fit your lifestyle. They're all here at Burge Mazda during the Season of Inspiration, Baseline and Country Club, and BurgeMazda.com.
Let's talk about Venezia's Pizzeria, New York style pizza. Oh man, this looks so good. Pizza doughs made fresh daily, wings, subs, sandwiches, pasta. They cater, they deliver. They have 5 Valley locations. Venezia's New York style pizzeria.
Before we say goodbye, let's switch gears over to the dirt. and all the thrills and the spills of Monster Energy AMA Supercross. The latest rookie sensation to invade the sport just so happens to be from Lake Havasu, Arizona. I got to catch up with Julian Beaumer, the 17-year-old taking the sport by storm. Very few riders get the opportunity to make their professional Supercross debut at Anaheim 1. You got the opportunity to do that, and in the Daytona 500 of Supercross, you led all 250 riders in Q1. You led the first lap of your heat race. You won the whole shot and led lap 1 of the main event, and you brought home a 6th place finish. I know that's a few weeks ago now, but looking back on your professional Supercross debut, how do you put into words the magnitude of what that day meant to you, not as a professional rider, but just as a 17-year-old kid trying to make a dream come true?
Yeah, for sure. It was definitely a nerve-wracking day. Obviously, the hype of A1 is very big, so I was definitely nervous leading up to it, and definitely nervous in the heat race. But I think after the heat race, it hit me, and the nerves were gone, and I was good for the main event. So that was actually really good. I was happy to get all the nerves out in the heat race and be 100% ready to go in the main. Unfortunately, the last 5 minutes of the main didn't go my way, and I didn't ride how I was the first 10 minutes. But other than that, we were very happy with the way A1 went, and happy to get going back here in A2 for another dry race.
And almost ready to head to Glendale, back to your home state, a place where you have won in Supercross in the Futures category. And that was almost like 10-ish months ago now. I mean, it hasn't even been a full year since you were on top of that podium here in your home state. And less than 300 days later, you are training with some of the best like Justin Barcia and Chase Sexton. I mean, how has your definition of normal or a normal day changed in the past year?
Yeah, for sure. I think it's changed a lot. A year ago, there was days we didn't know what track we were riding. We didn't know what tracks were open, and now I got the best guys around me, the best team around me, the test tracks, everything around me. So definitely the normal day has changed a lot, but it's been amazing. I can't thank the whole team enough, and an amazing start to the season. So we're ready to keep going.
You live, you eat, you breathe, riding your dirt bike. I mean, you do that as a kid growing up too, whether it's that or it's the jet ski, but how do you unwind as a 17-year-old kid running a professional circuit, right? How do you have fun? What is your definition of trying to have fun during your hectic schedule?
I think my having fun is on the lights. I think that is, we work so hard all off season to be under the lights on Saturday night. So I think the fun time we have is on Saturday night. The lights, all the around, all the noise. I definitely think that's when we have the most fun.
Now, one of the things, I read this on Racer X, I think it was probably in the MAV documentary on you, but I did hear a story. I mean, I think everyone knows by now, with Lee Diffie telling everyone how much you ride jet skis. There was a story that they kind of alluded to in Racer X that Loretta Lynn's one year, you brought your jet ski and you did a backflip off a creek. Like, I know you're not jet skiing that much anymore, but like, do you ever get the time to just go and ride the jet ski?
Not as much anymore. Obviously we're so busy, and I'm based out in California now, so all my skis are back in Havasu. But right after Loretta's this year, I did get to go home and ride a little bit, have some fun. So that was quite nice. But yeah, for sure. I took a freestyle ski to Loretta's one year, and I backflipped it in the creek at Loretta's. So that was pretty cool for sure.
Loretta Lynn's, I need to get over there sometime. Just looks like a party with some dirt bike racing happening on the side. But real quick before I let you go, I do got to dig into what's happening here on February 10th, coming back to your home state. I know it's a few hours away from home, but nonetheless, this place is now special to you down here in the valley, being your win in Future Cross Supers and kind of being one of those steps that's brought you to where you are now. But you told me back after the win last year, you have a lot of family in the area, and after winning that race, being with your family, and it kind of changing the trajectory of your career, what would it mean to come back here, and what does it mean just in general to be able to come and race here again, this time as a professional in the 250 class?
Yeah, for sure. I think one of my biggest things about staying West Coast and racing the West Coast was, one, the magnitude of A1 and being back in State Farm Stadium. Obviously, I love that stadium. I had a really good race there last year, so I'm looking to do the same thing this year, get back in State Farm Stadium and perform again the way I did last year. So definitely it's been a big part of my decision to stay on the West Coast this year and not take the extra time to prepare for East Coast. But I'm really excited. I can't wait to be back in State Farm Stadium under the lights with all my friends and family there. So yeah, it's gonna be amazing.
Well, it's been a blast watching you here in this first about month of the season. Excited to get you back here down to your home state. Congratulations on a great start so far. Can't wait to see what you do next, Julian.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Monster Energy AMA Supercross is right back here in the Valley at State Farm Stadium on February 10th. Be sure to check out Julian Beaumaire as well. But thank you for joining us here from the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum in the NASCAR Clash at the Coliseum. We will see you again at Daytona, and of course, get your tickets now for the Shriners Children's 500 at Phoenix Raceway March 8th, 9th, and 10th. And until then, make it a great week.
We got them at Santan Ford. From the latest all-electrics to the most rugged 4x4s and America's best-selling truck.
We are Santan Ford.
Bienvenidos. Here in the heart of the American Southwest, you'll find 3 well-known restaurants all named Valle Luna, serving the finest Sonoran-style Mexican food known across the country and beyond. And we're open for business, so come on in. We've fired up the grill and iced down the refreshments and even added some specialties along the way.
Thanks for coming.
Hello. Greetings.
Welcome back. No matter where you're from or how you say it, at Valle Luna, you're always welcome, and we're glad to have you back.
It's spring, so come for the games and have a ball in Arizona. Ready to go big? Plan your getaway today.
Visit us at Harrah's Auction Casino in the city of Maricopa, where you'll find play for all and friendly people ready to welcome you like family.
Welcome back, you two.
As the official sponsor of Play and the only casino in Arizona with Caesars Rewards, see what a difference it makes to play where your fun is our top priority. Harrah's Auction Casino. Play for all.